Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ron. I'm getting tired. Well, I think everybody's tired of, you guys are sore losers, all that childish stuff and everything. What bothers me is if, let's just say, there was no mail-in voting, and if Joe Biden would have outdone Trump even with no mail-in voting, I would have been a little skeptical because guy stood in his basement the whole time and, 50 years not doing nothing. However, I wouldn't have liked it, of course. I would have hated it. But I would have accepted it. Now, what you see going on, and just because the media says showing absolutely no proof, and because some rhinos are out there saying it, it's just save it, all right? Just save it, because you do know the other way. First of all, President Trump won the election. All that Russia stuff was disproven. You guys felt like it was robbed from you for the last 4 years. Hillary's still crying about it. So, but here we go. Defying court orders. Here, let me show you something. Just getting, it's annoying. Because it's so hypocritical. Like you see Anderson Cooper now, he's apologizing, calling Trump some turtle or something. Give it 3 weeks. If this gets overturned and the president gets a second term, watch how he retracts that apology. So now they're going to try to retcon us and act like they didn't do anything to the president for the last 4 years. They're so full of it. Well, here, first of all, let me just state this. Let me see something here. Just bear with me for a second. I want to just shrink me down a little bit and move it. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. First of all, a victory speech. He didn't win yet. And what gets me is how social media is just allowing this to go through. He's a projected winner from media outlets, Fox, Associated Press. Oh, because it's the 270. That doesn't mean he's president. He's not the president elect. He has to become certified. There's so much that has to happen. And now with court challenges, this to me was really irresponsible of Joe Biden to get out there and give the speech. Because now he's telling 72 million people, like obliterated Obama's record. Yeah, okay. Now he's telling them, yes, I am the president. So, and I believe this is going to get overturned. I mean, unless you get some okey doke going on in the Supreme Court and all that, but all of these radical judges. But there's so much going on that if this swings, now you're going to have 72 million, like the 68 million of us that see what's happening, right? And I'm going to show you some of the articles now. I'm not reading them. I'm going to show you the headlines. And they're laughing, dancing in the streets like it's a joke. But if this gets overturned, I don't care if they're threats of violence. They're doing it anyway. It doesn't matter if Republican win or not. They've been doing it all year. So what? Like that, what? I'm going to bend the knee? Oh, well, if this gets overturned, we're going to start rioting, like we've been doing all year. Shut up, right? So, but what he's going to do is he's dug a wedge, and whatever thread was holding this country together, he just severed that. It's hard to come back from, if he can, right? Now, I don't care about what he said. Investigators scramble after Georgia County discovers ballot issue. Let's just look real quick. Joe Biden's, I hate this Washington Examiner site when they do that. Joe Biden's lead in Georgia could endure a significant shakeup with a reporting issue on Friday in one county. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger said in a statement that officials have been dispatched to State Farm Arena, the home of the NBA, whatever. He did not describe what the issue was, nor did he say how many ballots may be affected. Fulton County has discovered an issue involving reporting from their work on Friday. Now, here's something. I don't know if it's related to it, but let's go back. Like I said, I'm not going to read all these stories. Where is it? The software. Anyway, there's look, Nevada's Clark County registers. I got to disable this. Register of Voters Joe Gloria revealed that his office in Nevada received reports of potential voter fraud and said his office will investigate those after election is completed. Now, let me just tell you something. You know about the software? That's what I'm looking for now. So-called, if I'm misspeaking, it's because I forgot. I just came in from doing astrophotography, and I said, let me just throw a video up because I'm reading everything and getting peed off. Anyway, this election software that we're using, tallying ballots, turns out it switched 6,000 Trump votes to Joe Biden. And it turns out this software is used in 47 counties in the state. I believe it's Nevada. I could be wrong. Hopefully I find that in a minute. No matter what, it's one of them. Then it turns out this software is also used in other states. Now, they acknowledge this happened. So you're telling me that this software, that it's been acknowledged that it did happen, that whatever happened, that it switched 6,000 Trump votes into 6,000 Biden votes. You're telling me, knowing this software is used in 47 other counties and other states, including swing states, that you're just supposed to go, nah, we shouldn't take a look. That was probably just some weird thing that happened. Of course not. If this was the Democrats, they would call they'll do the whole election over again. And here's the thing. I had commented about why they're delaying. One is the political part. You have more power. Like now that he's saying he's president-elect, that holds more weight than the guy that's just close in the polls. But the delay is, see, everybody thinks November 3rd was the important date. No. The most important date coming up is December 14th, the electoral law, right? Now, everybody's going crazy, but they're delaying because litigation. These laws have to go fast. Like, you see where, I think it was North Carolina said they would release theirs on the 12th. Why? Why so long? Why, if you had the numbers already, like Pennsylvania said, oh, we'll release them on Friday. They could have released them 2 days ago. We'll do it Friday. Delay. What that does is, of course you understand, it shortens the time frame. They're trying to run out the clock. Okay, now, of course I wanted President Trump to win. But I'm going to put the link again about in May when I did a video saying why mail-in voting is dangerous. Because with Nancy Pelosi, as soon as it was declared a pandemic here, sorry for the planes, I can't help that. As soon as it was declared a pandemic, one of the first things out of her mouth was, we need to do mail-in voting. That was That didn't just pop in her head. Okay, now, as soon as she said that, I think I drove my sister crazy because I kept telling her every other conversation about that, saying they're going to try to rob the election. They're going to try to rob the election. And then as it went further, and how the governors and all that, when the GOP, Donald Trump, were trying to stop and sue because unconstitutional, just to send out these ballots. They didn't go through any process to say, like, how can we do it? Should we do it? Can we do it? No, these governors and that just sent out millions. As soon as they started doing that, I knew what we're hearing now, that's it. Do you think in Wisconsin, when the state said stop voting, counting for the night, we'll pick up at 9 a.m. or something? At 4 President Trump's up 130,000 votes. And at 4 a.m., 130,000 votes are dropped. All Biden. You see, they all go like that and hit shot. You think that just happened? That all these giant swaths of votes are all Biden? Tell you what, I hope the president fights. If they say, well, it's going to take I hope he does it. This guy gave up a glorious life of his own to help us. And the people that say, oh, he didn't, he's a racist and this, and you're just an idiot because you just listen to the media and you repeat like you're a little sheep. Okay, and that's the truth. All right, because nobody had a problem with him before until the media started telling you to not like him. All right, but this guy gave up that. They said he was trying to enrich himself. Besides donating his salary, $450,000, he lost millions. I think it's over 40 million of his net worth. So don't give me that. But people are so stupid. I don't like how he tweets. Oh man, my head's gonna pop. Because you're uninformed. You're a low information voter. It means you read headlines and you run with it. It means you see a Facebook shared story and that's gospel. You don't even check to see if anything. You don't do a little bit of research. Just vote. Socialism. It's a utopia. Look at Denmark. Idiot. Denmark is not socialist. They have a part that they use like that, but it's not a socialist country. Ask their president or prime minister, whatever he is. Check that out. Why don't you YouTube it and go find him tell you. Denmark. No. Look at Venezuela. But anyway, I don't want to keep going here. Let me just see something. So we have Nevada fraud stuff being a thing. Trump campaign moves to trigger Wisconsin recount. They're in the margin. Some of them are automatic recounts. PA Democrats insist later rival ballots unlikely to affect election outcome. Now, we're supposed to take that like it's golden. Just after the Pennsylvania DA before Election Day said no matter what, when the count is done, Joe Biden will win Pennsylvania. And it wasn't saying like, oh, he's confident. They told him that if any loss was, he should recuse himself. It was just, they just put it out. They don't care. They don't care. All the federal judges that kept telling them, you must let them in, Republicans, and be 6 feet away while you're doing it. Justified it. Nope, not going to do it. Sheriff, I'm not going to enforce it. That's it. Too bad. You're telling millions of people that. You think because there's only a few people there, that, oh, yeah, there's big time. You got 68 million people you're saying that to. Georgia, I don't know if it was Wisconsin, Nevada, Michigan, Pennsylvania, voting issue. Georgia. We have a serious problem. We have a serious problem. Call for race for Biden. Far from over. Trump dismisses news agencies' call for race. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, I do this a lot. I end up like looking at the thing, thinking that I switched over, and it's just you watching me look at the screen. I apologize, but I'm just getting tired of this. And here, let me just show you this one thing. And it gets me conservative slammy, you'll see. Again, where's Joe Biden? The Mr. He's going to unify. Stays quiet. You see AOC? She wants to create archive a list of Trump sycophants. So basically, all people that have blasted her and and Joe Biden on Twitter, people who've donated. It was called Trump Accountability Project, right here. But they took some of the things off that you can't click on anymore. But look, we should not allow the following groups of people to profit from their experience, right? Those who elected him, individuals who work for the Trump or for President campaign, Republican National Committee, those who staffed his government, individuals, those who funded him, individuals who used their massive personal wealth. So now AOC wants to create a list. Like, that's worse than Russia. Create a list to punish the people that dared back up Donald Trump. Dared speak out against her and the Democrats. See, here's the thing, and I'm going to leave you with this. This is something with the Democrats that's true. It is. Them winning, it's not good enough. They have to pound you and bust you into the sand and punish you. All right? They're disgusting people. And no, not you uninformed voter. You just are uninformed. You just go by what the media tells you to. I'm talking about these politicians and the people that aren't. They just want to bury. It's not good enough. Not good enough that person gets fired from their job. Now they want to follow wherever this person goes and boycott them so the person can't get a job again. Be damned if this guy has 5 kids. Doesn't matter. Because you spoke out against us. I'll tell you what. I ain't going out like that. No way. No way at all. They're going to have to kill me. Think I'm going to be down with this Russia crap. No way. You enjoy the rest of your weekend. I know I will. Peace.